Today I want to show you how to make super easy but super yummy smelling Jello paint. You just need to have a few basic ingredients, Jello, water, and a container to put it in. And this is the end result. I hope you can see it. It seems a little bit bright on camera here. But the paint turns out, this is the, when you use warm water, not all the granulars, mix in or melt. I don't know what the technical term is. I don't know if it's melt or what, but it stays nice. It has a nice bumpy texture. It's very glossy when it dries, and the children really love to paint with it on here. It does take a while to dry. We just left ours overnight, and then when we came back, it was all nice, and I mean, it looks wet, but it's not wet at all. Very nice, and great texture again on here as well. To make your Jello paint, you will need to have some kind of container to put your paint in. I just use plastic disposable containers that have lids on, and these can be found in where the tin foil and handy wrap sections are usually. I think the brand is Glad, if I'm correct here. They just come in a package, maybe 6 or 8, and then they're disposable. But they do last a while. And then you'll also need to have, of course, Jello. And you don't have to use the Jello brand Jello. You can also use off-brand Jello too. And I've only used regular Jello. I have not used sugar-free Jello on there. So I wouldn't know how that worked. I would think that would be maybe less granular in the painting. And but this is what we use is regular Jello, and it's about 50 cents a box depending where you go. And besides Jello, you will need to have warm water, and I usually put that into a measuring cup, and then of course something to stir the Jello paint with, and that would be, for me, works for me, is a craft stick on there. Again, very very super easy to make, so I'll just do it with you here. Just take your packet of Jello, you cut it open, pour as much as you want in, and so that's about what I put in. I don't know if I can tip it over without tipping it all over. So it's about maybe about a fifth or a quarter full. But you put in, depending upon the size of the container that you have, you put in the amount that would work for you. So if you're using a larger container, obviously you're going to put in more. And again, we use warm water. We don't use boiling hot water or cold water. It's just kind of warmish. And then I just cover up the Jello enough that it covers up on the top. I don't put any more in than that. And then I begin to stir it. And the smell of this paint is just incredible. I love to use different paint mixtures other than just the normal watercolor or tempera paint on here. And I think this and the Kool-Aid paint, I think it's just because of the smell, are my favorites to work with. And children, like I said, really love working with these too. You can see as you paint them, it's got the bumpy texture, or paint with it's got bumpy texture on here. And again, it does take a while to dry. It's not like instant dry on there, but you do not need to put it in the refrigerator or anything else. It just takes, a few hours to dry on there. And again, if the paint becomes too thick, you don't like how the texture of it, you just add a little more warm water. But I find the colors on this are nice and vibrant for Jello. Certainly children can create a whole bunch of different things. There's lots of colors of Jello. If you like the ideas and the materials I present in my videos, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also, please sign up for my free weekly newsletter at childcareland.com. For super easy to make Jello paint, I'm Shelley Levette with childcareland.com. And thanks for watching.